This video will show you how to replace the tailgate molding on a GMC Sierra 2500. This will be mounted along the top of your rear tailgate. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Prior to removing the tailgate molding, we want to pay attention along each side. Now what you're going to find is the molding doesn't necessarily make its way all the way to the edge of the tailgate. There's going to be approximately a 5/8 gap along each side. You can measure it using a measuring tape, or of course you can just make a clear marking. I'm going to make a marking and I've already measured it. Now this is approximately where I need to be on this side. Once I have this side aligned, the other side should align as well. Continuing on, to remove this, it has adhesive making its way along this lower aspect all the way across. There's also adhesive on the inboard side. Let's start along the outboard side first. For this, I'm using a plastic trim tool so I don't scratch my paint. Just try to find an area that you can carefully make your way underneath and gently start prying it apart. Now that I do have it lifted, I'm just going to carefully start doing this by hand so I don't have to worry about scratching anything along the way. Now as you can see, this did release, making its way all the way across the tailgate here. We're all the way over to the far side. That's exactly what we're looking for. At this point, let's go ahead and open up that tailgate. To remove the inboard side, the next thing we have to do is remove our panel. Now that we have the tailgate open, we can start removing our inner plastic panel. And then you're also going to have several Phillips head mounting screws that you're going to have to remove. Let's start with the 13mm bolts. A thorough inspection of all hardware as we continue, replace as necessary. Now as you make your way over towards either side of the tailgate, we're looking for each one of our Phillips head mounting screws. We can start removing these as we make our way around. We should have one right here. Ours is clearly missing. We'll continue on. There should be one right here as well. We have one last screw right here. We'll go ahead and set all of these aside for now. Let's take hold of that panel and we'll lift it up and away. Now that we have that panel out of the way, we can start removing that trim panel leading along the top of the tailgate. I'm just going to continue on with my plastic trim tool. Once we get this broken free, we should be able to fully remove it. There it is, friend. We've removed the trim panel. The next thing we have to do is remove any residual adhesive that's still attached to that tailgate. To do this, we can either continue with our plastic trim tool if necessary, or you could use a plastic razor blade. Either way, go ahead and use some glass cleaner as a lubricant. It'll also help get that adhesive off. We'll just continue this all the way down the tailgate. All right, so we cleaned the entire inboard side here. We need to go ahead and close the tailgate, and we're going to clean the outboard side next. Now obviously you want to try to remove as much of that adhesive as possible. It's your vehicle, clean it as well as you deem fit. Now once you've cleaned the tailgate, it's time to prepare the brand new molding for installation next. Now I'm looking at the molding upside down because we want to look inside this area. You're going to find that you have two adhesive strips. We have the area for the inboard side closest to the bed of the vehicle, and then we have the outboard side as well. I'm going to go for the inboard side first. It's a little bit harder to gain access to. We're just removing this red portion. We can dispose of that. Repeat the process for the next piece of adhesive tape. We'll properly dispose of that as well. Now we can prepare to install this on the tailgate itself. Now as we bring this panel up, we have our marking. We need to make sure that we do not have the trim panel all the way over to one side of the tailgate or the other. We want to have it centered. We're just slowly bringing this down into position. We're trying to align it as I mentioned. We don't want to stick any of the adhesive until we know that we're definitely aligned on each side of this molding. This side looks good. I'm going to make my way over to the other side. Once I've confirmed that I am centered, I'm just going to press it in along each side, the inner and the outer areas. Okay, so I've checked both sides. It looks as though we're centered. I'm rolling this down. I'm pressing it against the top of the tailgate as far as possible. Continuing on, we're going to be squeezing along where the adhesive tape is. We have it going along the outboard side and the inboard side. Make sure you're pressing down as you continue on. Just press this in. We're continuing down the line. Now we're along the inboard side. We're still pressing this up against the tailgate all the way across. Now it's time for the inner panel. We're just going to rest this in position. We're going to start in all pieces of hardware before tightening any of them. We'll start with our two 13mm headed mounting bolts and then continue on with all of our Phillips head screws making their way around. As you remember, ours was missing a couple. And one here. We're leaving these loose so we can still move the panel around as necessary. Now we are missing one in this upper corner. Let's continue on. Everything's started in. Let's go ahead and tighten it up. We're starting with our 13mm headed mounting bolts first. Now you want to make sure those are snug. They are also holding your tailgate handle in place. Should be one here. Last bolt up along this side. Double check to make sure your panel's properly secured in place. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. Just double check to make sure everything's secured in place. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.